Hey, scholars, how are you? I am your professor, Maria Chow, and I would just like to welcome you to this class. This video will offer you some general information about being in one of my 4 classes this term and some helpful tips for success. So let's jump in. First of all, the basic things are where you can find me. I work from home most of the time. However, I do have one class on campus each term, and my office on campus is in room 203 ATEC, where the other general education professors are. My campus phone number is extension 2524, or if you are off campus, 717-728-2524. My office hours will change each term, but you can find those on Blackboard under professor information, or of course on your syllabus. Just a little bit about me. This is my 15th year at Central Penn College. I have a Master's of Communication Studies from Shippensburg University and a Master's of Fine Arts in Creative Writing from Goddard College. I also minored in Ethnic Studies, and I am a professional writer, performer, playwright, and a published author. In 2018, I founded a nonprofit called Reclaim Artist Collective, and you can learn more about that at reclaimarts.org. I welcome you to find me on social media. You can find my website at mariathepoet.inc. You can tweet me at mariathepoet, or find me on the gram at professor_Maria or at Reclaim Artist. Now, your to-do list is to first read my welcome message that's posted under announcements in Blackboard, and then go to that Start Here button. And that will lead you through the instructions on how to be successful in an online course, as well as lead you to the syllabus and the next steps for you. Once you have read over that syllabus, make sure that you post your acknowledgement in the discussion board. You'll click on discussion board, click on the link for acknowledgements, and write, "I have read and understood the syllabus." Once you have done that, then the financial aid office knows that you were in attendance the first week and you are well deserving of your student loan or grants or anything that you are entitled to. So don't forget, by the end of this week, acknowledge your syllabus. Now, let's talk about some tips in being successful. Online classes are not for everyone, and we want to make sure that you are ready to hit the ground running from the beginning. So, the first thing to remember is that you are responsible for the information that is on your syllabus. You must check it every few days, every week, to make sure that you are keeping up with things. If you have questions, you might want to check the syllabus first before giving me a call, because it might already be right there for you. If you see differences in anything from Blackboard to the syllabus, you can always bring those to my attention through an email. I would definitely say email or text is the quickest way to get to me, and I will respond to you within 24 to 48 hours. That brings me to success tip number 2, which is email. Make sure that your Central Penn email account is set up and ready to go. Make sure any correspondence that you send to any of your professors are using your Central Penn email account. Our system is likely to send your email to junk or put a caution message on it if it comes from Hotmail, Gmail, Yahoo, or any of those other accounts. So definitely make sure that your Central Penn email account is set up. Also, I'm not going to email you back to Big Mama 431 at Gmail. I'm not going to do that. So I'm going to email you at your Central Penn email account. If you're having any trouble setting it up, make sure you send an email to the help desk at centralpenn.edu, and they can help you with that. Success tip number 3 is by hook or by crook, get yourself a textbook. Textbooks are essential for any class in which they are required, to understanding the course material, getting any pertinent information, especially for those classes in your major that you might need later on down the road, for completing assignments, and for studying for tests. Having all of that information equals success. So you're going to need your textbook, and when an assignment calls for reading, hey, do the reading. Now, if you are having trouble getting your textbooks, mainly because of finances, there are some resources for you. Contact your advisors. You could contact the foundation, which if you're on campus, it's the 3rd floor of the ATEC, or you could give them a call or an email to find out about textbook vouchers. And how does that work? Textbook scholarships. Some professors might have extra ones or older editions on their shelves that they could loan you. And also there's the library. So you can, if you're on campus, you could use one on reserve. Maybe you live far from campus. Check your public library. You never know. Just depends what kind of class it is. So you never know. But there are ways of getting a textbook. So reach out to your professors, your advisors, the librarians, and some way get your hands on a textbook for all your courses. If you question whether or not the textbook will be used, make sure during break or a previous term that you ask the professor if they use the textbook. If there's one required for my class, I always use it. Now, success tip 4. Check your checklist. Make sure that on Monday or even Sunday night, if it's available, you check your checklist for the upcoming week so that you know what will be due at the end of the week. Don't assume that if something's not due till Sunday that you can wait till Sunday to do it. You might fail to check on Monday, and on Friday you're looking at your checklist and you realize, oh, I have a 7-page paper due, or something like that. Of course, that's a little extreme. But my point is, you need to know ahead of time what's due. Also remember that that most of the homework and themes for the week at least, and the reading is going to be on your syllabus too. Now, also remember that missing coursework can affect your attendance. The system will ding you as not having attended, and if that happens in an online class twice in a row, then you could get automatically dropped from the system and off my roster, and then it is a challenge to get back into the class. So that could be a very expensive mistake, so make sure you check that checklist Monday or sometime early each week. Success tip number 5, please plan for tech failure. Your tech, whether it's a laptop, a home computer, your cell phone, at some point may fail you. So let's plan ahead for that. It could be that you need to back up your assignments so that it's on a flash drive and on the cloud, or on, saved on your computer, but also saved on the cloud. So somehow back up the things that you're doing. I would even say for tests as well, if you have an exam, especially if there are essays, write them in Word first and then copy and paste them into the exam. Or write them in the exam and then take them out and put them in another document, so that if the computer kicks you out of Blackboard, you will be able to, you will have those answers and not have to take the whole test over again. Because I assure you, every time there is an exam, one or two people get kicked out of Blackboard. Somehow. It always happens. Never fails. So plan for that. Another thing that you could do right now today is look in your community, especially if you are not on campus, where we have several computer labs, a library, and even the Night Owl computer lab that's open 24 hours. But look around your community and see, are there cafes that have Wi-Fi? Are there cafes that might have a laptop or tablet for the public to use? What does my public library, where is it located? What are its hours? What do they have available? Do I need to borrow a laptop from Central Penn's college library? Are there internet cafes around you? So go do a web search and find out that information today, so you know where your backup is if your computer, like this one pictured here, gets a tummy ache and won't speak to you. Success tip number 6 is use your resources, both in school and in life. In school, you may already be aware that you have many resources, including a counseling center if you're having some emotional difficulty. And that includes stress of any kind, which all college students have. And also a learning center where you can get tutoring, whether that is online tutoring or face-to-face. So remember that we have our learning center, and also our librarians are excellent resources for any kind of research projects that you are doing. Also remember to utilize the librarians and your professor. I have office hours every term, and I have very few students that take advantage of those office hours. So I encourage you to reach out and let me know if you're struggling in any way, and show up for office hours, even if it's just to say hi, so I can put a face with the name, and we can connect that way. Now, I also extend this tip not just to those school-related things, but to life, because life happens and it can bleed into school and make you have a bad term. So, if you have a family, maybe they're like mine who are fighting all the time, they might be a distraction when you're trying to study. So where are some resources where you can get them taken care of? Do you have family around? Are your parents around? Siblings that could maybe take them away on the weekend so that you can do your work? Or are there places you can go? I live in Camp Hill, and I just found out that Monkey Joe's, even though it's loud, has Wi-Fi and tables and plugs so that I could actually get work done while my children bounce the day away if I need them to. Another place is Giant. Many Giant food stores have what's called the Tree House, and if your child is 9 years old or under, they can go in there and play for 2 hours while you do your work in Giant's Cafe. So look around your community now, today, for places like that. And we've already mentioned public libraries. They're awesome. Not only are there computers for you to use and sometimes textbooks or research materials that you need, but there is a children's area and they can just go wild and crazy in there while you are doing your work. So think about those kinds of resources that you might need. And please, again, feel free to reach out to me if you're having any type of struggle and need help. I am always here for you. So that's it. And I wish you a very successful term.